In a world where cameras are updated every year, Leica is preparing one that might make you stop buying cameras altogether. Not because it's cheap, not because it's trendy, but because it might finally be complete. This is Alt Buzz. If you care about cameras not as gadgets, but as tools you live with, consider subscribing, because this journey is just beginning. Today, we're breaking down the most recent Leica Q4 rumors, starting with the newest whispers, then moving backwards. Separating what's real, what's hype, and what Leica is most likely planning for 2026 and beyond. Most cameras today feel like software updates with lenses attached. Too many buttons, too many modes, too much distraction, constant upgrades that promise everything but deliver noise. Leica has never competed on specs alone. They compete on restraint, on discipline, on intention. Every control has purpose. Every element has meaning. And in an age of endless choice, that clarity feels revolutionary. But here's the twist. The Leica Q4 is rumored to be the first Leica that doesn't ask you to sacrifice speed for soul. The first time you might not have to choose between beauty and performance. The first time a Leica might feel as intelligent as it looks. And if they pull this off, if they balance heritage with evolution, the Q4 could become something rare. Not just a camera you want, but a camera that ends the search. Leica is unusually quiet right now, and historically that's when they're closest. As of late 2025, there is no official confirmation from Leica about a Q4, no press releases, no teaser campaigns, no cryptic Instagram posts, nothing. But silence from Leica doesn't mean absence, it means precision. Internal development cycles suggest a late 2026 announcement. Full availability expected early to mid-2027. Not because they're slow, but because they're deliberate. Look at the pattern. The Q3 launched mid-2023. The Q3 followed late 2024, early 2025. Leica typically waits 3 to 4 years for a full generational jump. They don't iterate, they transform. Forum consensus across Reddit and Leica user boards echoes this rhythm. As one longtime shooter put it, Q4 is not close. It will be a slow, deliberate launch. 2026 is the year Leica prepares the throne. 2027 is when the king arrives. This is where Leica stops chasing numbers and starts chasing feeling. The latest rumors point to a brand new full-frame sensor in development. Resolution whispers range between 70 to 80 megapixels. But here's what matters more than the number. Improved dynamic range, better color depth, smoother highlight roll-off. Leica already mastered 60 megapixels with the Q3. They proved they could deliver resolution without digital harshness. The Q4 sensor isn't about more. It's about better. Richer shadows, cleaner highlights, that analog texture that makes Leica files feel alive. The most intelligent prediction lands on a 70-megapixel sensor that doesn't just resolve more detail, it renders more emotion. Because at the end of the day, it's not about how many pixels you have, it's about how those pixels feel. They say you date cameras, but you marry lenses. This is the most important part of the Q4 conversation. Because Leica already split the lineup with the Q3 and Q3 two focal lengths, two philosophies. And now the question is, where does the Q4 land? The strong industry expectation is that the Q4 returns to 28mm Summilux as the mainline Q identity. 28mm is the soul of the Q series. It's the focal length that defined this camera from the beginning. Leica protects its heritage focal lengths. They don't abandon what makes them iconic. So the Q4 will almost certainly feature a redesigned 28mm Summilux, optically refined to fully resolve that new high-resolution sensor, better corner sharpness at wide apertures, better control of aberrations, but the same character, the same soul. If Leica updates the 28mm glass to perfectly match a next-generation sensor, it's game over. If this kind of deep, no-nonsense camera analysis matters to you, subscribe to Alt Buzz. We don't chase hype, we chase truth. All our long-form breakdowns and future updates live on our website. Check it out if you want the written versions, the archives, the deep dives we can't fit into video. For years, Leica shooters accepted slow focus as the price of beauty, but the Q4 might change that equation entirely. Forum chatter strongly suggests a new Maestro Phi processor, artificial intelligence-based subject and eye detection, faster tracking, much higher hit rate. This isn't confirmed, but it aligns perfectly with what Leica already showed in the SL3. Real autofocus improvements, real tracking capability. And that's the Leica way. They won't brag about artificial intelligence. They'll just let you feel it. You'll pick up the Q4, half-press the shutter, and realize your subject stayed in focus through the entire sequence. No hunting, no hesitation, just confidence. The Q4 won't be the fastest camera on paper, but it will finally be fast enough that you stop thinking about it. And when technology disappears, that's when the photography begins. A great camera disappears when you shoot, and the electronic viewfinder is where that magic either happens or fails. Leica knows this. The Q series identity is built on the viewing experience. Strong expectations point to an electronic viewfinder, upgrade beyond 5.76 million dots, higher refresh rate, more natural contrast, better color accuracy. Not just technically better, perceptually better. Because when you bring a Leica Q to your eye, you're not looking at a screen, you're looking through a window. And the Q4 viewfinder is rumored to make that window clearer, calmer, more lifelike than ever before. No radical redesign, no gimmicks, just refinement. Everything feels smoother, more natural. And in those moments when you forget you're holding a camera, when the frame becomes intuition, that's when Leica wins. This will never be a YouTuber camera, and that's intentional. The Q4 will shoot better video than the Q3. Improved 4K quality, better codecs, possibly higher frame rates. But Leica isn't chasing cinema cameras. Video will be better, but photography remains king. The Q4 will shoot video beautifully, but it will always think like a photographer first. No dramatic visual overhaul is expected for the Q4. Instead, subtle refinements, possibly stronger materials, improved weather sealing, the same minimalist controls that make Leica cameras feel like precision instruments. Because the Q series design already works. It's already beautiful. It's already timeless. What will change is how it feels in the hand, the shutter sound, that unmistakable acoustic signature that tells you this is something built to last a decade. Let's be honest, the Q4 will be more expensive than the Q3 at launch. New sensor, new processor, Leica's steady inflation trend. All of this adds up, and Leica has never apologized for their pricing because they're not selling quarterly upgrades. They're selling decade investments. This is not an upgrade. This is an investment. If price is your primary concern, the Q4 probably isn't for you. But if longevity matters, if quality matters, if emotional connection matters, then the price becomes irrelevant over time. You're not buying a camera that will be obsolete next year. You're buying a tool that becomes more valuable as you use it. Let's talk about the competition. Fujifilm X100 series is charming, affordable, fun, but its crop sensor, Sony, is powerful, fast, capable, but it feels like a computer with a lens attached. Canon is efficient, reliable, professional, but it lacks soul. The Leica Q4 combines what none of them can match alone. Full-frame sensor, fixed legendary lens, luxury build quality, minimalist philosophy, and an emotional shooting experience that makes you want to pick it up. The Q4 won't win spec wars, it won't dominate YouTube comparison charts, but it will win hearts, because the best camera isn't the one with the highest numbers, it's the one you never want to put down. If you're saving money today, don't buy something temporary. Wait, the Leica Q4 is coming, and when it does, it might be the last camera you ever truly want. Subscribe to Alt Buzz to follow the Q4 journey from rumor to reality. Visit our website for deeper breakdowns, and join the Alt Buzz membership if you want to be ahead of the leaks. Super thanks for watching, and remember, in a world of endless choices, sometimes the answer is one perfect lens, one perfect frame, and one camera that finally feels complete. This is Alt Buzz. We'll see you in the next one.